gamers! I've been working on a new game called Incoming. Incoming is a 3D VR missile defense game. Protect your cities with a wide assortment of defenses against waves of warheads, bombers, zeppelins, and epic bosses. Wishlist today on Steam. Link is in the description. Greetings, Starfarers. Welcome to another episode of Starfield.
Now that we know
Cobalt,
what's
Thorium.
Never seen a ship like yours before.
I'm gonna get out of here. Elevator.
Could you imagine?
I'd rather not. I have to kind of like it.
So I think that we are going to go report to... We're going to go report to the guy down in Paradiso and start talking.
It's nice to know there are other people out there.
My goodness.
I wonder what it's like out there.
This place is
beyond
enormous. I'm lost. Okay, I think we're on the right
There's
level
so
now.
much more to learn about now.
We've got strict rules around here, but they're strict for a reason.
Alright,
We were never trained.
here we go. Let's go.
Does this place look cleaner than before?
Talk with Barrett.
Got a minute to chat?
Yes, I do.
Maybe a few minutes. Probably not hours, though. But no guarantees. You know, traveling with you has been more than just good old-fashioned fun. It's been, well, therapeutic.
Alright. Oh, hold on. Okay, sorry about that. Okay. Was this really weighing on your mind so much? Or how has it been therapeutic for you? Or I should get paid for these therapy sessions? Or I'm mainly interested in Erwin's legal issues? Or you don't get that sort of feedback every day? Well, let's ask the questions first. It is kind of a weird thing for him to stop us and be like, I insist that we talk. And then to say, this is therapeutic.
I know. It didn't seem like it, right? Well, I was hiding it. Hiding it from everyone, including myself. I can see now how much it was affecting me. I know now that clearing Irvin's name would set me free from the grief.
Okay, so how's it been therapeutic for you? I think that we know. You
Well-
just sort of said it.
I buried my pain about Irvin for so long that I needed a nudge and a different perspective.
I should get paid for these therapy sessions. That's what I'm going to say.
Hey now, I do believe I gave you a very nice ship.
Weren't you adventuring with Vasco for a while?
Yeah, of course. Vasco is a fantastic co-pilot. He doesn't sleep, he reacts quickly. He's a fascinating friend.
Are you saying I'm slow? We make a great team. Barrett, or don't get used to it. I really don't like Barrett, so I think I'm going to say this.
Fair. We never know what the universe is going to throw at us next. Which brings me back to that plan I mentioned earlier. I think I know how to move forward now. But I'm going to need your help.
Nice.
My contact sent a gift.
This is exactly what we want. We want to finish up Barrett's quest so that we can move on to whoever is in the eye, whatever his name is. Dmitri? It's something Russian, but... Alright, so... Were they detected? Or your Cyberrunner contact? We'll ask that first.
Yep, my friend from Neon, who's helped me out more times than I deserve.
Were they detected?
Nope. They were confident about not being detected, but not like too confident.
Tell me they found some real evidence, or a gift that we paid for. Let's go with this.
Seems real to me. So they found an insurance settlement. Irvin's employers got paid as compensation for sabotage.
Erwin's employers... What? Okay, how much money were we talking about?
They claimed they had to ditch the whole mine and all the equipment inside and construct a new mine with new equipment. They were reimbursed for all of it.
So it sounds like it's insurance fraud? Sounds fishy. Insurance seems pretty standard in cases like this. I mean, insurance is probably pretty standard in cases like this, but this does sound fishy.
It seems that the mining company got a huge payout after they won the case against Irvin. We have the settlement paperwork from their insurance. Tons of money. Oh, also the cyber runner had to move on to other work, but sent me a passcode to some computer system. I'm not sure what it goes to yet. We can just hold on to it until we figure it out. But anyway, we have enough to move forward. The missing piece here is proving that Irvin was framed. So I discovered that Irvin's original lawyer still practices law, and she'll look over everything we found.
Wasn't this like 20 years ago? Can we trust this lawyer?
Yes, I believe so. Every case she's worked on has been in the interest of regular, everyday people. She doesn't seem to be in this for the money. I mean, heck, she said she wouldn't even charge us for the initial consultation anyway.
What's her reason for helping us?
Irvin's case was her first case, she said. She always hated how it ended. And she's now got 2 decades of experience behind her for a rematch, too.
I don't want this to get dragged to court. Or let's go talk to this lawyer then, detective.
Oh, detective. I like the sound of that. If I'm the detective, does that make you my trustworthy and sensible partner with a heart of gold?
God, I really don't like you. What are you talking about?
I swear it was a cliche in old detective novels. You have the hard-boiled detective who's seen it all, and the optimistic assistant who wants to save the world.
I don't know. You don't seem noir enough to be a detective in this case. You're more like the goofy sidekick who, like, falls down the stairs and stuff. We're both detectives. No, definitely not. Or obviously, yes. Ugh. I feel like this is the right answer. This is sort of the right answer. This is not the right answer. I'm just going to go with it.
Well, I can work with that. Detective Barrett at your service.
Oh my God, you're going to become even more insufferable.
Take everything to the lawyer and see what she says. Maybe she reviews it and decides we have no case, or we need more evidence. I don't know. If we don't have a case, I can probably let it go. But I have to try.
Did you ever hear more about Irvin's apartment? Can we send her all the evidence? Let's go talk to the lawyer, then Barrett. Okay, let's ask about the apartment first.
Oh, yep. I've got a key card for it. But I don't know what condition it's in.
After 20 years, I would
20
assume.
years. But I got the ventilation and power turned on, so I think it's safe.
I would assume that somebody else has moved in there since. Can we send her all the evidence?
Yes, I've already arranged for my contact to drop off the evidence at her office.
Drinking some coffee here. Okay, let's go talk to the lawyer, then Barrett.
Fantastic. I knew I could count on you.
You can
You're as
count on
reliable
me.
as an atomic clock. I've sent a list of everything we found so far to the lawyer in Gagarin. You know, I actually feel optimistic about this. Lead the way, detective.
We actually have another quest on Gagarin.
Here to shoot the breeze?
Doesn't seem like it. I'm running to the chair. Alright, now I guess the question is, do we want to... Oops, wrong button there. Do we want to complete this quest, or
Ship's clear.
just put this on
Just
pause
us among the stars again, Captain.
and go and do the Barrett quest? I think we should, at the very least... Whoa. At the very least, we should just, gotta get away from the ship before I turn into it. Okay. We should at least see what the guy on Paradiso has to say. So, we're gonna open up the planet map. And Yes. And then we'll go from there. But in some ways, these colonists are like time
Life
travelers.
faces some of the same sorts of challenges everywhere. I'm forever fascinated by the convergence of those solutions.
So I think that the colonists, they're asking way too much. Like, they can't even share this entire planet. They want the whole thing for themselves. I think that's absolutely ridiculous. So it's almost like oh, I saw it first, but it's not like oh, I got there first, you know?
Howdy.
I mean, I sympathize for their plight, but asking all these people to leave is a little bit ridiculous. So I'm going to side with Paradiso.
Hi there. I've got a lot on my plate right now, but I'm happy to help if you need it.
Oh no, don't tell me that this is the same thing as before. Why can't I talk to you? Damn it!
Everything good? We're here to help.
Come on. Oh my god. Where... What is up with this raycast system?
I see you've returned. I can let you in if you've done...
Okay. I'm ready to go into the boardroom.
Sure.
Here we go.
Have fun in the shark tank. And don't worry, even they call it that.
Okay.
I know your type. The freewheeling space ace. Must be nice.
I just feel that we should be focusing on the natural beauty of this planet, not our amenities.
There are millions of planets out there. People can go to any one of them. The resort facilities are precisely what we bring to the table. Heck, it's the only thing we've really got to offer.
I don't want to risk us coming off as just another artificial, shady, trash-filled dump like Neon. That's not who we are. We've got something special here. We should embrace that.
Alarm's right.
Thank you.
We don't want to compete with Neon. Bayou's ruthless. He'll do anything he can to eliminate the competition. We don't need that kind of trouble. That being said, I think there's a middle ground. Maybe build up the beachfront in a boardwalk amusement park. I've had this idea to build artificial hot springs, that sort of thing.
Sounds good. I'll look into what that will cost us and we can circle back around to this.
I agree with him. I think it's a little bit of both.
What's not to love about this planet?
You're lucky I'm not like the other board members, lazing about the beaches without a care in the universe.
You're very Australian.
If you've heard about us elsewhere, chances are it's because of me. I've been working on a new marketing slogan. Don't just imagine paradise. Live it in Paradiso.
That's not
But
bad.
it's not important. Bring it up with Kiwi.
I'm proud to say that revenue is up and costs are down.
Okay, Seema Charmchi.
Unless you're here to talk business, I'm afraid I can't spare much time.
Oliver Campbell.
Hello? I didn't realize Kiwi was letting people in here.
Are there really only 3 board members?
No, of course not. There's several more. We're just the ones who show up day to day. The others spend their time lazing on the beach or gallivanting off-world. Doesn't bother me, though. Less cooks in the kitchen means I get to make all the big decisions around here. Seems to be working out for us just fine.
Fewer cooks in the kitchen. Fewer. Why can't people speak right? What can you tell me about Paradiso?
We, the Paradiso Group, bought the rights to this planet years ago with the intent of turning it into the biggest and best resort in the universe. To that end, I'd say we've succeeded. As such, no other leisure enterprises may operate on the planet without renting land from us. But as you can see, none can afford such a deal.
You operate this resort outside of the South Systems, don't you?
Not quite. We just don't answer to the Freestar Collective or the United Colonies. Makes things easier. We don't pay any taxes, we don't need to follow their laws. All the benefits, none of the drawbacks. And no one minds because half the politicians and other big shots love vacationing here. Works for everyone.
Okay. I understand you're the man I need to talk to about the strange ship in orbit.
I am. And you must be the diplomat Giro told me about. Welcome, welcome. Normally I'd offer you an all-inclusive stay at our resort before we spoke. But given the circumstances, I'm going to cut to the chase. We've got our friends, the aliens, up there causing all sorts of problems for our resort. You like that? The marketing team came up with it. The thought is, if we can't get rid of them, it might actually attract more tourism. Come see the aliens!
Why is this problem so urgent to you?
We run a premier resort getaway here. We can't have our guests concocting stories about some budgy old ship hanging around up there. As it is, we've had to reroute our luxury liners round the other side of the planet on entry so no one sees it. It's bad for business. We need to nip this in the bud and take care of it before the tourists catch on and cause a scene.
Alright, so here are our options. People are never going to fall for that. Or, sure, whatever, it's brilliant. Or, that's despicable. You know it's not true. Or, let's just get to the matter at hand. I'm going to go with brilliant. I kind of like it.
Sarcasm isn't nearly as powerful a tool as some think it is.
I didn't mean for that to be
But
sarcastic.
you're right. No one's going to buy aliens. Remind me to fire the marketing team.
What?
So, tell me, what's the actual deal with this massive eyesore of a ship? Besides scaring people away.
Okay, so they really need a sarcasm font or a sarcasm icon or something like that. Because I actually thought that that was kind of a good idea. What would you say if I told you it really was an alien mothership here to destroy the planet? Or old Earth colonists desperate to settle after 200 years? I'm sure you can exploit that. It's a rickety old Earth ship full of uptight colonists who think they own your planet. Or it's a generation ship full of colonists from Earth here after a 200-year journey. Alright, so this is just information. Interesting, he doesn't say it. Just the caption comes up. The rickety old ship one is going to side with Paradiso. This also kind of sides with Paradiso. This sides with the quote-unquote aliens. I think we're just going to give them the information for now and sort of figure out what's going on here a little bit.
Well, that's something. Shame we can't just tell them kindly to bugger off. Something tells me that's not going to work. Now, tell me, what are we going to do about it? Give me some proposals, people. I need something to work with here.
We could offer to resettle them here. There's more than enough space.
They could stay here, temporarily, but it'll cost them. Quite a bit, too. They'd need to work off all their debts before being allowed to leave.
Maybe not. What if we help them get out of here? Outfit their ship with a grav drive so they can find a new home. We could even lend our engineers to help and give their captain an updated star map. What do you think?
Sounds costly. We can't absorb that cost, and it's unlikely they even have compatible currency, let alone enough for the transaction. Someone else would have to foot the bill.
Oh, I swear this would be a lot easier if they ceased to exist entirely. Anyway, Seema's got the right idea. Either works for me. Just tell me what you want to do.
All right. So they can live here, but they'd be indentured servants.
Oh, I didn't say that specifically. This would be a mutual contract for room and board in exchange for services rendered. Of course, there's no telling how long this arrangement will last, given the substantial costs we'd need to take on in order to accommodate them here, including their continued room and board. But this may save the resort on operating costs in the long term, as we'd be able to let go of some of our current paid staff.
That sounds awful. Wait, I have to buy them the grav drive?
It's not our responsibility to bear the brunt of that cost. We're being more than generous by offering the use of our engineering team to help install it. A custom grav drive can't come cheap, and I assume they have neither the monetary means nor the connections to get a hold of that kind of technology. That leaves the only other party in this negotiation. You.
Well, how much would it cost? Cease to exist. Are you suggesting that I destroy the ship?
I'm not suggesting anything, other than it would make our lives so much easier if that ship ceased existing. Make of that what you will.
Why can't we just let some other authority handle this?
We operate outside of the Free Stars and the UC, partially because we don't want anyone else meddling in our affairs. And we'd rather not draw attention to it. As I've mentioned, it could be bad for business. We'd much rather settle this independently.
Why can't they settle on the other side of the planet or something?
We own this planet, they don't. Here at Paradiso, we don't like leaving things to chance. Who knows what these people will do with their land? Imagine the landscaping disasters they may come up with, and how that might mar the satellite imagery of the planet in our brochures. No, much better to assimilate them into our culture if they come here to live, rather than leave it to chance.
These are human beings and you're worried about landscaping? That's absurd. I don't know. I think that... I do agree that the landscaping part is absurd, but I mean, they could set up a competing resort on the other side of the planet, so I do kind of agree with them. I understand your point, but from a business stance, I disagree. Or you're probably right. These people could be bad for business in many ways. We'll go with that.
Of course, because you're sensible, like me. I'll be honest, I was beginning to think you were one of those anti-business types. People are hardy. They'll survive. Businesses, on the other hand, might not.
I have not made up my mind. It would be important to figure out how much this grav drive costs before I commit to it. I really don't like this option, and I'm not going to blow them up. So I think grav drive is the option. All right.
And which proposal will you be taking to the good captain? I assume there's a captain?
What if after this they continue to insist that their claim to this planet predates yours?
They'd be hard-pressed to defend their claim in any courts. Our charter goes back years. It was registered with both the UC and Free Star Collective, per the Centaurus Proclamation. We may be outside the settled systems, but that charter's official as can be. I'm sorry, but you're going to need to be the one to break the news to them that they need to make a compromise or leave.
Hypothetically, what could make a ship like that go away? That sounds like we're committing to that. So I don't want to do that. We're going to buy the grav drive.
Ah, good on you. You want to see a man named Benny St. James over at Hope Tech. He's the best in the business. If anyone can retrofit a 200-year-old ship with a modern grav drive, it'd be him. We'll coordinate our engineering team with his when you return, though you may have to help the Constance engineers prepare for it on their end. Good luck.
There are so many hospitable planets out there. More than enough for everybody. And the best part is, nobody has to die or become indebted or anything. An elegant solution.
Right. On behalf of the Paradiso Group, we appreciate your help.
All right, well, that's that. Let's just take a look at this place, see what's up with it. Kind of nice. Not gonna lie, this is a nice setup. Very classy. Ooh, chunks. All right.
Just doing my part to make sure Paradiso remains a paradise.
So I guess we've chosen a course. There is another mission on Hope Tech. It's one for the Ryusian family there. So we can always do that quest at the same time.
I think I got them. What do you call them?
So I think what we're probably going to do next is we're going to return to the ship, the Constant. If there's still... If this says to go to the Constant... Oh, wrong thing. Not Hope Tech, it's go to Hope Tech. Okay, never mind. So I guess we will not return to the Constant. Or maybe we should return to the Constant. Yeah, let's return to the Constant.
Ah, home, sweet home. Now, where did I leave my cozy slippers?
We'll return to the Constant and see what they have to say.
Time to venture into that fuel scout.
See if what their reaction is to this. It's probably not going to be good. But
Stable orbit achieved.
They're going to have to accept a
Stay
compromise.
here forever. Well, for a while anyway. Ship is now docked. Perfect. Didn't even smudge the paint.
The Constant is a peaceful ship.
Command bay up. Command bay this way.
Just because
Command
our
bay
equipment's
this
old
way.
doesn't mean it won't work to take down troublemakers.
What? Engineering. Oh, is it okay? That sign is not set up right.
Just
Oh, here it is.
stay out of trouble.
Careful waving that fancy gun around. We don't need to see what it can do.
Have a gun on out. What are you talking
I know
about?
I'm getting up there in years, but I don't think I'll ever tire of flying.
That is not the girl, is it? Let's just try it.
Piloting the old Constant has been fun, but I'm looking forward to flying some fancy new ships when this is all over.
What do you think now that you know there are others out there?
It's incredible. I'm pretty excited to meet new people and ask them all sorts of questions. I wonder about all we've missed this whole time while humanity has advanced around us.
What do you do here on the ship?
Oh, I'm the navigation officer, though I switch between nav and piloting. I'll be honest, the ship pretty much flies itself. Its destination hasn't changed since it launched, and we're here now, so I'm not sure what's next.
If the ship flies itself, why does it need a navigator?
See, the nav system's not perfect. We encounter stuff that our forebears didn't originally count on. Astral bodies, space debris, stuff like that. So sometimes I need to take manual control and get out of tricky situations. Then there was the time I used those unaccounted for anomalies to our advantage. Slingshotted us around a few stars that weren't supposed to be there, saved some fuel and knocked a few decades off our journey. Pretty incredible stuff.
Stars that aren't supposed to be there. How does that happen? Well, that's
Get
interesting.
you around.
I might actually write that down
We were
for
never trained to address threats coming from outside our
for some
ship.
of my own game ideas.
Now that we know what's out there, things are going to be more interesting from here on out.
Okay,
What's it looking like, Yue?
here we go.
Wait, I think I see
to think,
someone waving
all
at us
this
from down
time we
there.
thought we were alone.
Just kidding. There's nobody.
Carry on then.
We've got strict rules around here. But
Okay,
they're
so there's
strict
more
for-
individual characters here than I thought. So at some point we're gonna have to go
We
and
didn't
talk
believe
to all
anyone
of
would
them
be
and see
out
if
here, but I'm glad for it.
see if we get any quests.
No matter the outcome, I won't let my crew down.
Okay, so cannot
Safe
inform
travels
her.
to you.
I know Captain Brackenridge has essentially given you free rein to wander the ship, but security will still be watching you closely. I hope
Creepy.
you understand, given we have so little experience with people from the outside. It pays to take security seriously, something I understand much better now than in my youth.
What happened in your youth?
Take no offense, but I am keeping an eye on you.
Did you not always take this ship's security so seriously?
It may surprise you to learn that I didn't. See, in my teenage years, I was quite rebellious. I stole a keycard and used it to get into the reactor. My shenanigans almost led to a total reactor meltdown. Normally, the punishment for such an act would be ejection from the ship.
What?
But my parents pleaded with Diana's father, the captain at the time, for leniency. He agreed. After I served time in the brig, he assigned me a job with the security team. I took the lesson to heart and have been taking my job seriously ever since.
It's great that you were reformed and everything worked out, or that's quite a story. Or, I don't understand why they'd trust you with such an important job after that. Yeah, I'm gonna go with that.
Sometimes I wonder the same. But it also served as a great reminder that it is important for there to be rules for everyone's safety. And also, sometimes a little leniency is an opportunity to learn and grow. They must have seen some potential in me at the time, and I am thankful they did.
Was it like running security on a colony ship? Or, what were people thinking when I boarded the ship?
We had time to prepare ourselves since we arrived in orbit around this planet. We knew there was life, and the predominant theory was that it was human life. When you approached, we needed to be careful. Both because you presented a potential threat, but also potential salvation. Plans were in place to deal with both scenarios, and luckily, cooler heads prevailed.
Was it like running security on a colony ship?
I don't have much basis for comparison. People tend to stay in line, but when they don't, I imagine it can be more challenging than out there. We only have a small brig, so in the few cases where there was widespread disorder, we needed to improvise. I'm told that has only happened once in our entire history. There was a brief revolt under Captain Brackenridge II, when he amended the rationing laws. Prisoners were confined to their quarters. After the trial, the leader of the mutiny was exiled to space. We take security threats very seriously, for obvious reasons.
Wow. Jettisoning rebels and stuff like that, that's pretty harsh.
I wonder, what else is out there?
The Constant is a peaceful ship. Don't change that.
I don't see anything. What is that? Screwdriver?
Just because our equipment's old doesn't mean it won't work to take down troublemakers. Just stay out of trouble.
Alright, we got captain's quarters here, looks like. Alright, you're in no way special. Who are you? Okay, that's the captain again. She's got a safe. What's that? So these must be her parents and grandparents, Rupert and Boris, and Alexander, Diana, Felipe. God, he looks like a goof. Eliza, Mathilda, and Jacinda. Alright. No magazines or anything.
Never seen a ship like yours before. Well, then again, I haven't seen any ships before you arrived.
Well, it might take a bit to visit this whole ship and talk to everybody.
Around. We don't need to see what it can do.
So it might be... Wow, they have digipicks. I can take this stuff. It's not claimed. Interesting. Are you somebody special?
Careful waving that fancy gun around. We don't need to see what it can do.
Alright. Elevator.
Just stay out of trouble.
Okay, cargo elevator. Alright, that's the staircase down. I'm hoping that there's like some more quests here. Had a pretty big frame rate drop there just a second ago. I don't know if you noticed that. The frame rate on the recording is actually less than the frame rate of the game, so sometimes a frame rate drop might not show up. What's this? Okay, needs a key.
Hey.
Engineering Control Alpha. Oh, hello. So this might be the way to destroy the ship if we decide to go that route. Looks like there are some kids here doodling.
I've spent my entire life
strange ratings from the converter.
I'm not sure how else to live.
Maybe just fix that. Make sure to check it over carefully this time when you finish and verify nothing else is wrong with it.
No problem. I'll handle it.
Alright, let's talk to this guy. I mean...
I was hoping to talk to our visitor from outer space, and here you are! Welcome, welcome! I have a million burning questions, but I won't overwhelm you. There will be plenty of time for that later. Please, indulge me just a couple. How did you do it? Did humanity finally discover faster than light travel and eclipse our poor old ship?
We have tech called a grav drive that allows our ship to bend space. Or I have no idea how these things work, but they do. And I have really no time for this, or astrodynamics. We have a gravity drive technology. I could talk in depth about the physics of it all. Let's go with that.
Oh, I've heard of this technology, but always believed it was theoretical in nature.
Well, it was when you left.
Maybe we can talk about it in more detail later. I'm sure you have more pressing matters to handle. I've waited this long. What's a little longer, eh? Oh, I've got so many questions, but I'm being rude. I haven't even given you my name. Chief Engineer Kazemi, but you can call me Amin. And, I might add, I'm one of the reasons we're still floating out here today.
If you know it's rude, maybe you should stop bombarding me with so many questions. That's mean, I'm not gonna say that. Or, I get it, you want to know what's changed since your ship departed. Or whatever, I'm Molly. Look, I need to go. Or I'm Molly. There's something else I need to talk to you about, Amin. What? Well, I don't want to dismiss him. But do I have anything else I want to talk to him about? I think that this is the right answer.
Indeed. Thank you for being so kind and indulging me. You must understand how thrilling this news is for someone like me. Someone who suspected this encounter was, in fact, possible.
Alright, so if your predecessors knew about grav drives, why didn't they wait for it instead of setting out? Or what do you do as chief engineer? Or with a ship this old, do you have any good heroic engineering stories? Or you said you have questions for me. Let's start with the basic question. What do you do as chief engineer?
Some may say I'm a master of keeping things together with nothing but duct tape and bubblegum. Well, if we had any gum left. Pretty sure that ran out 100 years ago. When I'm not dealing with catastrophic engine failures, I manage the other engineers. We maintain all the machinery, computers, you name it. We keep the life support on, and the ship flying.
Realistically, they probably would not have the engines going this whole time. I mean, how are you going to fuel that? So, probably just do a big boost for like a year and get up to a really good speed, then shut them off. Turn the ship around and wait until you get to where you're near where you're going. Turn them on again for a year to slow down. All right. You said you have more questions for me. With the ship this old, do you have any good heroic engineering stories? We'll go with that.
Many years ago, when I was a junior engineer, the reactor's computer burned out. The computer that controls the reactor's various regulators. I'll spare you the details, but when that happens, the ship and everyone on it is in danger of turning into a mess of hot slag. I had to jury-rig parts from old media devices to prevent a meltdown. And that's how I became the boss around here.
All right, let's see if he's got any others, or if there's just one.
Many years ago, when I was a...
Okay, there's just one.
I'll spare you... I had to jury-rig.
If your predecessors knew about grav drives, why didn't they wait for it instead of setting out?
Ah, great question. I do not know for sure, but I can venture a guess.
Yeah, it's no
All
guarantee.
Of the reading I've done on the matter suggests that at the time, there was uncertainty that the technology would ever work, or if it did, that it would work at the scale we needed. So, I trust they made the decision to strike out when they did, fully believing it was the only way.
All right, you said you had questions for me.
Yes, so many. Does everyone have their own spaceships like you?
Yes.
Do people only live on naturally habitable planets, or did they learn to terraform?
Terraform.
Are we in contact with alien species? I have so many more, but I don't want to take up all your time.
No sentient life, as far as we can tell, but plenty of diverse living creatures.
Disappointing, but not unexpected. When you showed up, I tried to tell the others about the Fermi paradox. I suggested that the most likely explanation for you was that humanity had developed faster, more advanced technology and had leapfrogged us. Seems I was right.
Yep. No terraforming, but there are colonies on inhospitable planets. We just use hab units and suits. Oh, there's no terraforming? Okay.
I'm not surprised. The amount of energy it would take to terraform an entire planet seems improbable. I can assume these types of colonies are strictly for mining and gathering rare resources, since there are nearly limitless habitable planets to choose from out there.
Well, not everyone has ships, but many people do.
Haha! I knew it! Incredible! Amazing! Simply amazing! In our ancestors' time, only the very wealthy could afford to build ships. Even this ship was only possible by our families pulling together nearly all of their financial resources.
All right. That's all the questions and answer time I have now.
Ah, thank you for taking the time to talk with me. I can have a bit of a big personality, I'm told. So let me know if I ever get on your nerves.
Yeah, you're all right. It seems like that's it.
So long!
So this episode's getting a little bit long. I'm going to wrap it up, but before I do, I want to check out this computer here. To be used only by or under the supervision of a qualified engineer, access denied. Okay, well that's a little bit anticlimactic. I want to check out one other thing. There was an area along the catwalk. I don't think we've ever been over there, because there's a wall here. So let's just go over there and see what's over there. Is it just an elevator? Oh, there's a classroom.
I'm glad you're not an alien, but that would have been so cool.
All right, well, we'll do this in the next episode because I want this to get too long, so we'll wrap it up here. Thank you very much for joining me. I hope that you enjoyed this, and if you have, please like, maybe comment, maybe share, maybe subscribe. New episodes every day at 4 p.m. Eastern Time, US and Canada. I'm Cobalt Thorium, and I hope to catch you in the next one. Bye-bye.